Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kuruta, a comic artist. You can read my work over on Patreon or Inker Comics if you'd like. Anyway, while I work on a character sheet today, I thought I'd just ramble a bit, about art and what it means to be an artist.
I think at some point every artist feels like their work just isn't good enough. It's strange, isn't it? The drawings we spend hours perfecting often go unnoticed. Meanwhile, the ones we do in a few minutes, unpolished, spontaneously, get praised. Why is that? Maybe it's because in those quick sketches we aren't overthinking. We're not trying to impress, we're just drawing. I wonder sometimes, can people feel when we're overthinking? When the lines are too careful, too forced? When we've obsessed over every detail? I don't know. But it makes me ask myself, what does it mean to be an artist? Am I cut out for it? How do I get better? How many more hours do I need to put in before I can call myself good? Do I even need to? So, what's the difference really between pretty art and bad art? And who gets to decide that? Is it me, the artist, staring at it for hours, picking it apart? Or is it the viewer, scrolling by, deciding in a split second whether it's worth liking, saving, or forgetting? Sometimes I think pretty just means appealing to a lot of people. Safe colors, clean lines, the kind of work you know people will click on. And bad art? Maybe that's the work we're still figuring out. The messy, uncertain stuff. The stuff that doesn't quite look right but felt important to draw anyway. I don't know. Maybe what we call bad art is just art that hasn't found its people yet. Or maybe it's a stepping stone. Something we needed to make so we could make something better. Either way, I think both have value, even if only one gets shared. Sometimes I feel like I just can't draw fast enough, like the ideas come quicker than my hands can keep up. I'll be working on one thing, a character sheet, a page, a rough sketch, and before I finish it, I'm already thinking about the next thing, the next scene, the next emotion, the next thing I want to say. It gets overwhelming, because no matter how hard I try, I feel like I'm falling behind other artists, behind my own goals, behind this version of myself I thought I'd already be by now. And then I start rushing. I cut corners, stop enjoying it, and everything I draw feels empty. I know art takes time, but I wish I had more time, or at least that I wasn't so afraid of losing it. Lately, I've been wondering, am I actually getting better? I draw every day, I push myself, I experiment. But sometimes when I look at my old work, it still feels better than what I'm doing now. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's because I didn't overthink as much back then. Or maybe I'm just too close to my current work to see it clearly. People say, trust the process, and I try to. But it's hard to trust something that doesn't always show results in the way you expect. Some days it feels like I'm growing. Other days, I feel like I'm just walking in circles, but maybe even walking in circles is still a kind of movement. A way of learning something, even if it's not the thing I thought I'd learn. I don't know. I hope I'm getting better, even if I don't always see it. There was a time I really liked my art. I'd draw something and think, yeah, that's mine. But somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling that. Maybe it was the pressure, or the comparisons, or just trying so hard to meet expectations, maybe mine or someone else's. I started looking at my work like it wasn't enough, not polished enough, not expressive enough, not good enough to post. So I stopped sharing as much. Then I stopped finishing things. And eventually, I stopped liking anything I made, but recently, I've been trying to change that. Not by drawing better, but by drawing honestly. Drawing for myself again. Letting go of what I think it should look like. And some days, I catch myself smiling at something I sketched. Not because it's perfect, but because it feels like me again. And I think that's a start. Sometimes I feel like I'm not making art anymore. I'm just trying to keep up. Keep up with trends, with algorithms, with artists who post every day and never seem to run out of energy. And the pressure to stay relevant? It's exhausting. Because even if you love what you're making, there's this voice in the back of your head whispering, is this enough to stay visible? Will people care if I post this? What if they forget me? That kind of thinking changes how you create. It makes you hesitate. You stop experimenting. You start chasing what you think people want, and somewhere in that chase you lose what you wanted in the first place. I've learned that relevance is temporary, but making something honest, that stays. Even if the numbers don't, even if no one sees it right away. I want to make things I care about, not because it performs well, but because it came from me. I used to think I needed an audience to keep going, that if no one liked, commented, or shared, then maybe the art didn't matter. But over time, I realized the silence doesn't mean the work is worthless. Not everything we make needs to be seen. Some pieces are just for us, to process something, to hold a feeling, to remind ourselves that we're still here. I've had to learn how to create without expecting applause, without waiting for validation. And it's hard, but there's something really grounding about it. Drawing just to draw, not to prove anything, not to stay relevant, not to be liked, just to connect with myself again. That's why I keep drawing, even when no one's watching, even when the likes stop, even when I'm not sure if it's good, because art is how I breathe, and that's reason enough. If you've made it this far, thank you for sitting with me through the doubts, the overthinking, the quiet thoughts that most of us don't say out loud. Being an artist is strange. It's beautiful and brutal and lonely and full of magic all at once. We chase progress. We chase beauty. And sometimes we forget that we're allowed to just exist in it. So if you're out there struggling, feeling behind, invisible, unsure if your work matters, I hope this reminded you that you're not alone. You're still growing, even when it doesn't feel like it. You're still valid, even when the numbers don't say so. And the fact that you're still creating, still trying, that means something. Keep drawing, keep sharing, or don't. That's okay too. Just don't give up on your art, because somewhere out there, someone needs to see it. And maybe that someone is you.
If any of this resonated with you and you want to see more of my work, you can check out my comic on Patreon or Inker Comics. I share behind the scenes stuff, bonus illustrations, early access to chapter releases, and sometimes just more thoughts like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.